Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in from the Channel 9 studio. This is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33, and we are here to recap all of, some of Sunday's games because there was a lot of games as all NBA, NFL teams played this weekend as there's no more buys. And we're going to start in Denver, where the Denver Broncos hosted the Green Bay Packers. And let's just go to the stats. We're just gonna hit the stats real quick. Um, the Denver Broncos pull out a victory, 34-26, to go to 12-2, clinch a playoff spot, and remain first in the AFC conference. While Green Bay goes to 9-4-1, dropping a game and dropping in position in the NFL playoffs in the NFC. Um, we just gonna go through the stats real quick. Like I said, Jordan Love was 24 of 40 for 276 yards, one touchdown, two picks. Josh Jacob led the team in rushing yards with 73 with 12 carries. Uh, Jaden Jaden Reed led the team with 5 receptions and 55 yards. Um, Josh Jacob also caught a touchdown uh, rushing and receiving. So pretty good game for him. And for the winning team, Bo Nix was 23 of 34, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. R.J. Harvey led the team in rushing with 65 yards, 19 carries. And Cortland Sutton led the team with 7 receptions for 113 yards and 1 touchdown on 10 targets. The story of the game, while we congratulate the the Denver Broncos. There was sad news in this game. In the game, Michael Parsons in the fourth quarter, he injured his knee. They feared to be an ACL injury, and he will more than likely, if the story is correct, he will be out the rest of the season. A tough blow for them as they try to make a push, not only to win the NFC North, but to retain their a position in the playoffs. So it's a tough loss for them. But with that loss, they like I said, they go to 9-4-1, and Chicago retains their first place spot as they get a 31-3 victory over the Cleveland Browns in Chicago to go to 10-4. Let me see elsewhere. Uh, in Charlotte, we're gonna stay in the NFC East real quick. I mean the NFC period now. The Panthers went down to New Orleans to host the Saints. Well, the Saints host the Panthers, and in a surprise win, the Saints pull off the victory, 20-17, with uh, with a field goal with 2 seconds left. Uh, the Saints gained a victory. So with that, we're gonna go straight to the stats. The Panthers, Bryce Young was 15 of 24, 163 yards, one touchdown. Rico Dowdle had 49 rushing yards and 16 carries with a touchdown. Jalen Coker led the team with 4 receptions, 60 yards, one touchdown, to lead them. And on the Saints side, as they get a rare victory. Tyler Show was 24 32, 272 yards, one touchdown, and he led the team in rushing. Ironically, eight carries for 32 yards. He outran everybody. Taysom Hill, everybody. And on the receiving end, Chris Olave had 85 yards on 9 targets and caught 6 passes with a touchdown. So with this loss, the Panthers give the NFC South lead back to the Panthers, who they get to face next week, as they both have 7-7 record but because of the division, the records in the conference, the Saints now the Saints, excuse me, the Bucks hold the lead. But a tough loss for them. Uh, in the NFC West, in a game called on this very channel, the Detroit Lions went to face the Los Angeles Rams, and the Rams with a 20 point, 20 nothing unanswered points. They get the victory 41-34 over the Lions. With the Rams win, they go to 11-3. But let's just get to the stats. We got Jared Goff, who was 25 of 41, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jahmyr Gibbs led the team in rushing with 38 rushing yards and 13 carries. Uh, Amon-Ra St. Brown led the team with 164 receiving yards on 13 receptions with 18 targets. He had 2 touchdowns. Jameson Williams had 7 receptions on 9 targets for 134 yards and a touchdown pass. Uh, yeah, so the offense did its job for the Rams. I mean, for the Lions, but the Rams did even more. As Matthew Stafford was 24 of 38, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Uh, Kyron Williams led the team with 78 rushing yards on 15 carries with 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum had a good game as well with 71 yards on 11 carries and a touchdown. Um, Puka Nacua led the receivers, 9 receptions for 181 yards on 11 targets. But Colby Parkinson had 2 touchdowns on 5 catches. So with this win, the Rams clinched the division. No, excuse me, they clinched the playoff spot, but not the division. As in a very weird game in Seattle, Philip Rivers in his first game back tried to give the Colts a victory, but he fell short as the Seahawks won the game 18-16 on 6 field goals. But they take the win as it is. Uh, Philip Rivers in his first game back with 18 of 27, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor had 87 rushing yards on 25 carries, and Amir Abdullah led the team in receptions with 32 receiving yards with 5 catches and 5 targets. Uh, for the Seahawks, we see Sam Darnold. Wait a minute. Sam Darnold was 22 of 36, 271 yards. Charbonnet led the team with 31 rushing yards, but Kenneth Walker had 9 carries. Um, Jackson Smith and Jigba led the team with 113 yards on 7 receptions and 9 targets, but nobody had a touchdown because they all kicked field goals. And with this win, the Seahawks remain in the tie for the NFC West, and those guys play each other the first game of the upcoming week 16. So that's going to be Thursday. That's definitely for positioning in the NFC West. So they take the win as they get it. Um, in this game, but we're gonna go on to more scores of value. In the AFC, what we got? We got the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. Whenever I can find that, I'll get it. Uh, Buffalo taking a victory 35-31 over the New England Patriots to remain 1 game back. But this game was about Buffalo and their resilience. After trailing 24-7, they ended up scoring 28 points in the second half, while New England only mustered 7 to get the win. Uh, We see Josh Allen. He had a non, well, you can say it's a Josh Allen game. 19 of 28, 193 yards, 3 touchdowns. James Cook had 107 rushing yards on 22 carries with 2 touchdowns. Uh, Khalil Shakir led the team with 5 receptions, 65 yards. Dawson Knox had 2 touchdowns. Uh, and the other one was to James Cook. So James Cook had 3 total touchdowns. As far as the Patriots, Drake May was 14 of 23, 155 yards, 1 interception. Travion Henderson had a running bonanza, 14 carries for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had one of 65 and 52 rushing touchdowns. And Mac Hollins led the team with 4 receptions and 41 yards. He was targeted 8 times. Uh, who caught that touchdown? I don't think he had a touchdown, unless it was. But anyway, with this loss, not only do the Bills get one game behind them as far as first place, but they lost the number one spot in the AFC conference. Uh, Down in Jacksonville, the Jags annihilated the New York Jets 48-20 to remain the number one lead in the AFC South to go to 9-4. What are they? 10-4. I think they're 10-4. Let's see. Yeah, they're 10-4. The Jets fall to 3-11. Uh, Trevor Lawrence had a huge day. 330 yards passing on 20 of 32, 5 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence also had a rushing touchdown and led the team in rushing with 51 rushing yards. Uh, the running backs had a field day as Travis Etienne had 73 yards. He led the team in receiving, but he also has 3 receiving touchdowns. Uh, Jacoby Myers led him with 5 catches. Brian Thomas caught a touchdown. That's why he got 4. And Bashul Tootin was the other recipient of a touchdown. So with this win and the uh, and another loss by the Colts, but the Texans are right behind them. The Texans with a huge day today, going 40-20 with an easy victory in Houston as they face the Cardinals, remain in second place. Uh, I think we touched all the scores and highlights, but we'll just do regular scores. The Baltimore Ravens won their game 24-0 to still remain in on pace to be AFC South, AFC North leaders. We'll wait to see tomorrow with the Steelers and Dolphins game to see if they'll be tied for first place or will the Steelers still be leading. Um, in San Diego, excuse me, in Kansas City, the San Diego Chargers wins the game 16-13. Not only did the Chargers eliminate the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes was injured late in the game as he was driving down to at least get a tying field goal opportunity. The reports are that he tore his ACL and will be out the rest of this season. And we know the ACLs take a little while to heal, so he may be out some of next season. Uh, but it was a tough day in Kansas City as they lost they number one QB, their leader, and the Chargers is now 10-4, but they're 2 games behind they're 2 games behind. What other scores we got? We saw the Eagles defeat the Raiders 31-0. I don't I want to say that they clinched the division, but Hey, we never know. There, that win gives them that win gets them to 9-5. Uh, but they're still the 3 seed in the division, as we just saw. As most of you probably just saw, the Vikings defeated the Cowboys 34-26 to get them pretty much. It puts them at a very small chance of winning anything, not- especially the playoff spot. Uh, what other scores we got? The San Francisco 49ers defeats the Tennessee Titans 37-24. Uh, let's just put all the scores up there. Make sure we got every one of them. The Washington Commanders defeat the New York Giants 29-21 at the Meadowlands. We spoke about the Bears 31-3 victory over the Browns. We spoke about the Jaguars winning. We spoke about the Chargers winning 40-20. The Houston Texans over the Arizona Cardinals, which gives them a 1 game lead in the South, or 1 game behind. The Lions lost to the Rams, puts them 2 games back. Uh, the Packers losing 34-26, put them a game behind the Bears. And so with that, you can see the standings for itself. But I'll go this way to do the playoff scenarios. Corbin Blanton, what's going on? Yeah, I answer questions. Go ahead, Fight Go Dragon. How you doing? What up, though? Shout out to my 33 brother, my co-host, The Word. Oh, wait. What happened? So this is the playoff picture as of right now. See, the Broncos is in the driver's seat, and the Los Angeles Rams is in the driver's seat for both conferences. We'll stay with the AFC since we want to be nice and be alphabetical order. The Patriots is second with their loss 11-3. The Jaguars are 10-4 on the third seed. The Steelers, who are 7-6, pending on tomorrow's game, is in the fourth seed. The Chargers with a nice 10-4 record. Buffalo is six with their win, and the Texans round out the seeds, the final position in the playoffs. The teams on the bowl is the Colts, as they are 2 games behind in the playoffs, and the Baltimore Ravens because they are a half game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers, pending tomorrow's game. But other than that, the Dolphins have a very small chance, but if they lose them all, that chance would be slim and none. On the NFC side, the Chicago Bears is in second place with a 10-4 record, leading the NFC North. The Eagles are 9-5 with the third seed in the NFC East, leading that division. The Bucks are 7-7, holding the final division in the NFC South. As you can see, I almost said the Steelers. The Seahawks are 11-3, fifth seed. The 49ers are 10-4 and sixth seed. And the Green Bay Packers, with their loss, fell out of first place to go all the way down to the seventh seed and hold on barely to a position. As the Detroit Lions are a game and a half back of them in eighth place, 8-6, and the Panthers are 7-7. But we know that they're tied with the Panthers. I mean, excuse me, with the Buccaneers heading into their game on Sunday. The Cowboys, they just hurt themselves. They eliminate themselves. So those are your rankings and divisions and the playoff positions. Um, yeah, New England went down 35-31. They had a big lead in the second quarter. I think it was 21-0. But after that, it was all back and forth. After that, the Bills came back and started winning. Started scoring and ended up winning 35-31. So with that, we'll go to NBA scores now. We'll start. We'll start at the bottom. Let me make sure you guys see it. You guys see it. All right, here we go. In the NBA, in overtime, the Charlotte Hornets defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 119-111. Uh, the Washington Wizards defeat the Indiana Pacers in Indiana 108-89. The Atlanta Hawks defeat the 76ers 120-117 in Atlanta. In Brooklyn, though, wow, that's crazy. The Brooklyn Nets, I saw this earlier and I'm still amazed at the score. The Brooklyn Nets 127, the Milwaukee Bucks 82. Don't tell me y'all don't need Giannis because that score says otherwise. In in Chicago, the Pelicans 114, the Bulls 104. In Minnesota, the Sacramento Kings lost 117-103 to the Timberwolves. LA went to Phoenix and got a sneaky win, 116-114. And finally in Portland, the Golden State Warriors lost to the Portland Trailblazers 136-131. So those are your scores and those are your stats throughout the day. Uh, the scores and the highlights is was given to you by the 9%, were presented to you by, or sponsored by the 9%, excuse me, where better you is a better us. Now, tomorrow night on WWE Raw, we got Gunther supposed to be appearing, as well as the champ CM Punk. A lot of people will still be talking about Saturday night's main event as John Cena fought his final match, and it's just amazing how 23 years is open and close. But you know, you salute. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow because I'm really kind of tired right now. But tag team rivalry is going to be renewed. The Usos is facing the New Day. Stephanie Barker is going to be facing Raquel Rodriguez for the women's championship, and Maxine Dupree gets to defend her Intercontinental belt against Ivy now. So there may be some matches that occur in that situation, in that on the show tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll run all of that information. Um, but guys, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I ain't want to be up here too long because I called that game today, the Lions and the Rams, and that while that game was it was exciting to the end. Well, for the score says it was close, and I think we did about 3 hours of broadcasting and keeping scores and stats at the same time. We also kept you abreast about all of the 425 games, changing stats. We saw how the Saints kicked the game-winning field goal with a couple seconds left. We saw the Seahawks kick game-winning field goal with a couple seconds left. Uh, like I said, we was on this thing most of this night. So I ask y'all to bear with me as I finish out this segment of the show. Just summing up the games and the scores and the positioning in the playoff of the NFL and the NBA. And like I said, I'm ready to just crash right now, crash and just go to sleep and see y'all in 23 hours. And I can, like I said, we already know what Raw is going to be tomorrow. We also gonna have the Monday Night Football uh, score and recap. We're gonna have the picks of the week tallied up by the end of tomorrow. It's a close one, and we'll have some NBA scores. And I'll talk about the NBA Cup Finals between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs, who stopped the 16-game winning streak of the Oklahoma City Thunder yesterday. Um, like I said, there's a lot of sports to talk about, uh, but we'll talk about that all tomorrow. But I just wanted to come up here and say thank you to those that came through and wow, Rob Reiner, in the world of TV, television, and movies. Rob Reiner and his wife were found stabbed to death in Los Angeles. For those of you that don't know who Rob Reiner is, he's the guy from All in the Family, Michael Stivic. Uh, his father was Carl Reiner, also an actor and slash producer. So there's a lot going on in the world right now. Condolences to Rob Reiner and his family and loved ones. He got kids and things like that. He was married to Penny Marshall, who was Laverne from Laverne. Wait, yeah, she was Laverne from Laverne and Shirley. But those are TV shows that's in the '70s and the '80s. Uh, but yeah, condolences to that family, his wife's family, and like I said, life is life, and we want Patrick Mahomes to get well. We want Michael Parsons to get well as they suffered season-ending injuries that's being reported right now. And like I said, for the Chiefs, they're eliminated for the first time. We won't see the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs since I want to say 2016, 2017, 2016. I think Alex Smith did get them to the playoffs the year before, but there will be no more Kansas City Chiefs talking in the playoffs. There is no Travis Kelsey. Won't be no Taylor Swift in the playoffs this year unless she's cheering somebody else, but it won't be the Kansas City Chiefs. This just feels funny, but it just shows you the parity in the NFL. Any given Sunday, teams are coming up to gain victories and stuff like that. So it's just not a good year for the Blue Bloods. We see the Colts started off hot. Now they're slipping away, falling back out of place. We saw the Texans start off slow. They're in the playoff position now. The Jaguars did the same. They're starting to gain position. So a lot is being done in the NFL, and we're going to keep you abreast to any and every situation. Any new news, we'll keep you updated on this station. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate everybody coming through earlier once again for the marathon game between the Rams and the Lions. I just say thank you for just showing up and allowing me to be a part of your day. So with that being said, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Sport Chat with Mr. 33. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys tomorrow.